All right. Well, now, so the things that are going on in this particular turtle shit infested corner of cyberspace, where Turtleface has gathered like minded men and gullible females to trade places, um, reflecting his tabloidism in order to make him feel relevant. Now, the reason why I choose to dwell at any time among this particular corner is because, regardless of anyone's difference of opinion, philosophy, lifestyle, with me, I don't like to see bullies bully people. I like to see people being empowered against that type of human nature, because that's all that is going to free people of the chains of ignorance that keep people in these positions where they are repeatedly underestimated and abused simply based on someone else's problem with them. Someone else's problem disrespecting their humanity completely. Now, I've seen so many guys in this little circle disrespect my humanity, my husband's humanity, my child's humanity, repeatedly and completely. And they insist that they have a license to do this because I disrespect their humanity. Meanwhile, I have never done anything remotely close to them, close to what they've done. Never done anything to them remotely close to what they've done to me. Never said anything remotely close to what they said about me. I don't make up lies about them. They have to make shit up about me in order to deal with what I present to them, which is just the unabashed truth about who they are and what I see. And they have to say that what they are is exemplary and that what I have is faulty, because I don't choose to have the abuse cycle, that sort of knock you down, build you up thing that they have to do in order to make themselves feel powerful somehow, trying to control you like some simple ass bullies that they are. I've seen these guys do this, but they're the first person to cry about a news story and then tell me I don't care. They don't have the privilege of debating with me about real issues, because I don't talk to goddamn clowns in a clown car riding around screaming about dicks and asses about real serious issues. I don't talk to people like you about that. Now I want to get into some reality here, because there's some things going on that I'm really not exactly, liking, and I have every right to speak about what I don't like about what I see without being held to someone else's standard about what I say, or how I say it, or who I say it to. I don't like that people are, pledging all of this undue loyalty when it comes to other people's opinions in this particular sector of YOUTUBE. I'm putting this link somewhere else. Sorry, I cannot read, speak, click, think, walk, chew gum all at the same time, although I can do a great many things at once. There's how I do get things done. People try to act like, just monitoring what the hell stupid shit they're going through takes some kind of effort. And the truth of the matter is, you guys are like, by this time, you're all cyclic. You're predictable. You don't represent any kind of majority. It is a small group of people that I'm having in mind here that I'm addressing. You can be counted. That's why it's so obvious that Turtle clowns you and fools you with these numbers. It's easy to take advantage of people who are lining up for abuse. This is a person who is abusive and knows how to seek out these type of people. He also knows how to just like exploit people for attention. That's That's what a tantruming creature does. A creature that has tantrums goes off on other people until it gets the attention that it wants. I got that. I don't want anybody to be surprised about him doing anything for attention. That means lying and making it seem as if he has something that he doesn't have. Lying about other people and then pretending not to have, done the thing. Doing things to other people and then lying and saying that he didn't do things. You know? Did you hit him? Did you hit your brother? No. Yes, he did. No, I didn't. Just gonna lie? Just gonna lie. Ill-raised. Wah! It's not a good quality in a human being, regardless of their gender, you know. The use of the gonadal difference is something that ignorant people have done for a long time. There are a lot of people who think that just because you're a man, you're supposed to do this, and just because you're a woman, you're supposed to do this. And just as there have been people who don't give a shit about those conventions. That's why things progress, you know. That's why your ideas are archaic and ridiculous, and you don't have any company for this misery, you know. I think it's, pretty ungrateful of some people to expect all kinds of loyalty when their own is, wavering. And I will get into specifics about things, but, I'd rather have someone else to bounce off of, because if I'm allowed to roll into my own ideas about everyone here, I'm going to hurt some feelings. And that's not really my goal. Despite the assertion that I'm just this terror bitch, you guys really know that I've been so kind. Because I understand what an ignorant, tantruming child is. What the hell am I going to do? Am I going to beat up on someone else's child? No, I'm not going to do that. Call it for what it is, I sure will. But, I'm not going to take on someone else's child's ignorance as my responsibility. That's what I'm not going to do. It's not my lot. Not the ignorance. I fight for children who want to change and who want to do something and who have, something going for them in life besides tantruming. People who want to pull themselves out, even if people have been given over to certain cycles. I want to help people who have not given up hope in being better human beings. People, all people, any kind of people. I'm not a bigot. I can't be a bigot. I can absorb the reality that gives rise to a stereotype. It doesn't mean that I take that stereotype and translate it into a type. I'm going to talk about what is irritating. Like I said, I need someone to bounce off of, because I am not here to just hurt feelings, because, I can get up into some feelings. Of course, I can be that bitch. We all can be, can't we? I see lots of men exhibiting those qualities and assigning such behavior to femininity, but, femininity must be a big, bad monster to these, vagina envious, vagina scared assholes that, jumps on everybody, I guess. I guess these, guys who are doing these things all of a sudden lose their penises. Calling what they're doing feminine. What they're doing still remains masculine. What they're doing is what they're doing. I will get to that. I just, I'm not here to hurt anyone's feelings. Even the people that I choose to bother, I treat with care because I acknowledge their humanity. It's just something I'm prone to do. to acknowledge your humanity. You know, you might be a tantruming child, but like I said, not gonna take on the responsibility of somebody else's child. First of all, I'm not gonna clean up your mess. Lady, come get your neglected whatever. Come get your neglected heap. That's why I called Joanna. I was like, what's up with your neglected heap crossing my state line, calling my daughter all kinds of sluts, slandering my husband, slandering me, and then crossing my state lines, and then later on, a year later, gonna come back and try to take some pictures in my neighborhood? No. Yes, I'll call her again and be like, what is with this neglected heap? What'd you do to it? I don't care if you're a hateful weirdo. You need to come get this before somebody kill it. I didn't use those words, but that was the tone of my warning before somebody kill it, because it's a roach and it wants to die. Its life is like, 1 foot in a roach motel. It just can't break free. It's dragging around, this house full of sticky, nasty secrets. Ugh. His clan looks inbred. I don't like him. There are some people I don't like just based on their features. It has nothing to do with color. I find people's features that I don't like in all colors, literally. It's about things like eyes. It's things like head shape. It's things like the presence of a neck. Some things I don't really. Some things just. It's a mammal thing. I think it's quite normal. It is a natural selection kind of thing. So, anybody who talks to me is probably able to discern that based on the planet Earth's rotation and the people's evolution on it. Anyone who talks to me is probably able to, guess my origins. It's like that with anybody else. And it's terrible to consider how some people think that's supposed to be something to be ashamed of. I don't think that with people. There are people who might say, you're supposed to speak proper all the time. And some people think that speaking proper all the time is square ass. Being well spoken doesn't always mean having, great diction. Great diction is one thing. Being well spoken is another thing. So, hold on. I'm going to get my key gun right. I got to get my gun tight. Here we go. All right. So yeah, people who break the language, create new language. I'm all about that. A lot of my art is deconstruction. I take something that's made. I'm not a seamstress when I make costumes. I take something and modify it, add things to it, break it down. Because I didn't take time to learn to sew. I've done graphic design T-shirts. I sell T-shirts for my self-promotion, but also for promotion of friends, and designs for my friends' stuff. And my friends are far and wide. They are many, and they are creative people who have their own thing that they do, and they're badass at. We all come together, it's like an artist commune out here. It's just like it's 6 degrees of separation out here. It's very each one to each one out here. I was talking to a friend about taking some salsa lessons recently, actually, because it's good for me, even though salsa is not bossa nova. But I sing bossa nova, but I sing world. You could call me a world punk artist, I guess. But I also, I don't know. I love so many types of music. There isn't really any type of music that I've heard that I don't like. So yeah, speaking of that, people who break the language and turn things into something that people haven't heard before, progress the species. You can't ask everybody to speak the same way. It's ridiculous. At the same time, I'm not gonna fucking ask for goddamn permission to speak how I want to speak when I want to speak. There are people who go, oh, she does this, and trolls, of course, and I don't mention their names or anything because they're trolls. But there are people who troll, who show their face, so you do know who they are. You just don't know that this is their troll account. And then there are people who actually, do trolling right, which is to never let anybody know who you are. I mean, a troll. Good trolls can be caught. You guys are fucking terrible. Even being proud of being trolls or calling yourself troll. Troll never fucking anyway. Anyway, slow asses. There are rules that she does things for, this reason or that reason. I'm like, you'll never know my reasons. You can't get in my head. Are you kidding me? This is something that has value to me, this interaction. The fact that I see all these things going on is heartbreaking because I see people trying to make the internet an unsafe place for people like me. People like women, people like black people, people like people. People trying to make it an unsavory, unsafe place for me. And I just happen to be, too strong for that. But I don't like I said before, seeing other people being taken advantage of, bullied. Now, some people line up for abuse because they like it. And if you're identified as such, then fuck you. And that's some of the stuff I want to get into. Got to get into, but I need somebody to bounce off of because I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings. I'm trying to speak the truth in a way that I am satisfied with. I'm not trying to be, too petty about anything. Everything that I say in response or retaliation is based on some truth. And it's not that I don't know what a lie is or lying is. It's just I haven't lied since I was like a teenager who could get my ass whooped for doing what I was doing. And I've told some big ugly lies that got other people in situations where people were looking at them funny, and I feel shitty about that. Like I flogged myself like a fucking sacrificial fucking Christian, one of those people that pierce themselves for Christ about that, because even though I have my feelings about those people, there's 3 of them, 1, 2, 3, okay? And even though I have my feelings about those people, I don't wish them any repercussions based on my lies, So I've corrected that where I could, but yeah, I just want those people to know, if they ever come across this, that I know myself. And I don't blame you for my mistakes at all, ever, truly. I don't take any blame for who you are either, but there have been some things that have definitely changed because other people were affected. It sucks. But this was when I was a teenager. Since becoming an adult and responsible for myself, there was something so freeing and changed about that. I was just like, look, whatever I do, if I fucking fail, if I go to jail, whatever it is, I am responsible. So who the hell is to tell me that I can't, should, or shouldn't? Nuh-uh. It's just not built that way. It's not a thing that I'm going to give you guys, ever. You guys, meaning whoever opposes my free will and happiness, because I'm not trying to oppose theirs. Now, there are some people who have gotten it, who have done me wrong, and they got it in the ass, or through the universe's divine providence, and I didn't really have to do anything about it. But, I have to do some serious, slate cleaning, because I seem to have this instant karma thing, So, sticking around with this dysfunctional stuff, I acknowledge it because it's not a hero complex thing. It's an empowerment thing. I have a child, I have a daughter. I have a teaching bone from my mother and my grandmother and my aunt and my great grandmother. And yes, these are women. I am a woman. I inherit these traits from these women. The men that were involved, some of them were around and some of them were in and out. The women were the constant. And so for that to be, an experience that I value or treasure or learn from or become, self-sufficient from, I won't feel any shame for that. Like it's something that's good, because if the nature of the male creature is to roam, because you guys who bitch about women love to say, well, men cheat because you're some cheating weirdos, because you're not, you can't be trusted. You lack commitment, and you want to blame the fact that you have a penis on that, which is silly. Um, if there are a lot of these types of men who tend to roam, because if you look at human beings and you look at human nature, there's some people in a given population who will tend to be solitary just because that's the way they are, based on upbringing or choice or whatever. Nuns, for instance, people who, well, you know, people used to be committed to nunnery after sinful acts, but that's another story. Anyway, or people who just don't choose to, people who are celibate, people who don't choose to have sex, or people who are child free or whatever. You got people like that who don't want to have kids. You got people who don't want to have sex. Then you have your people who want to have sex with the same gender. Then you have people who are bisexual. Then you have people who are heterosexual. And hopefully, on a very, very small fucking crumb to the side, you have people with the freak zone, where the freakiest people do the freakiest, wrongest things, and you want to shoot them. And you want to open up a fucking pit in the earth and let it swallow them into a pit of lava, like that fucking thing in Star Wars, so they can be digested over 1,000 years slowly. Anyway. Ugh. But, yeah, I don't think, that people have to be one certain kind of way, but what it does do, is certainly promote some sort of competition between people sometimes, and that's what advertisers and scam artists prey on, that natural human competition, people's need to be patted on the head and told that they're the best. A predator will prey on that, will prey on your tendency toward falling for that every time. But I'm not really used to trying to worry about, that kind of like walk of life, that area of thinking, being. Uh, I acknowledge it, but I do still try to avoid it. But some shit you can only avoid so much. Do not like seeing people taken advantage of, beaten up. Don't like any of that. And I never have, and I've always been vocal about that. So, it behooves me to invest my time and energy. Don't know what accent I'm trying to go into. Yeah, speaking of, I'll start to touch on whatever it is, because I do have to go in about an hour. So I don't want to take too long to get to the point in the heart of the matter that makes me address the general unknown world today. Divine Queen's name was mentioned on a TRS recording. I've taken to listening to the show in post because it's better than experiencing the chat room. When I listen to the chat room, I listen to the topic, I comment on the topic, and then people who do not matter begin to make comments to me, because they're the type of people who just need somebody to respond to their bullshit. Now, I know what type of person this is, and this is what I've been discussing and talking about and acknowledging. Tantrum. So, sometimes you can quiet a little tantrumer by wearing them out. You let them, tantrum to their, and then they become docile. A little worn out from all that crying and snotting. Somebody look at me, So, I'll go into the chat room and see the tantrumers, wear them out a little bit, and then get back on topic. I'm listening and I'm responding to the topic. And I'll contribute honestly, if I hear some bullshit, I call some bullshit. I add some humor because, I am humorous. I mean, come on. Clearly, I don't run away when I see a clown car coming. I know what that is. When it's clown time, I know it's clown time. When it's serious, I know it's serious. Uh, I'm a serious clown. Riri Pagliacci, bitch. So, the people in the chat and their distracting bullshit, they'll say things. People get riled up, people react, whatever. I don't generally take that stuff personally. What I do take personally is anybody telling a direct lie. Like, you cannot like a person. If you're sitting there making up shit, that's one thing. If you're actually trying to commit an act of slander, like I on such and such date heard AYB say X, Y, and Z, I'm going to be like, what the fuck? No. We need to clear that up. This is actually happened. Now, we'll clear that up. You continue with your bullshit, but I know you lying, but continue. It's one of JT Riley's favorite memes. Anyway, yeah, that. Sometimes you got to acknowledge that. Like, I know you're lying, and this is how you're lying, but continue, because you need to get this out somehow. Go ahead. Okay, so Divine Queen's name was mentioned on TRS because she showed up in the comment section of the Big J video. Big J, of course, is this guy who calls the Tyrone platform to yell at him all the time because he gets some attention. I've told Tyrone before, some people are just calling you because you're here. And no, they don't want to send you no damn money. You think you're wanting to fucking build something with some idiots who haven't even fucking built themselves up. If you wanted to get $20,000, that means you need 20 people with $1,000. Do you know 20 people with $1,000? Or do you know 40 people, with $500? Or on and on and on. Of course, work out the math. If you look at your queue, your call queue, or look at your average, for a night, and I don't know what it is because I don't listen that hard, but I could do, if I wanted to do what you're doing, what I would do is take a week, look at my average, and ask people first, if I were to put this together and I needed this much from you based on, because I got this much of us, and we've all pledged to do this, and this is how much it costs for me to run this server for this amount of time, then, can you contribute this much? Okay, now I'm going to do the GoFundMe, and everybody do it in due time. I'm going to give this much date. Can you do it by this date? Do a little, I'll just like throw it out there and go, okay, we're going to do this. Now, you may have gone ahead and talked about it on air. If you talked about it behind the scenes, though, in the manner like I just suggested, and I don't know about it, my apologies for trying to suggest that you didn't do that, but I don't think you did. I am not saying, like, okay, Divine Queen was mentioned because she was in this Big J comment section.
Oh, wow.
What's up?
What's up? How
and
you doing?
Then, I'm good. How are you? Okay, so this shit. I can be that bitch. People do not understand how nice I'm being. I'm being nice, which is not my nature. I'm kind. I'm not nice, and there's a difference. Kindness means that if I see you in trouble, I will help you. But kindness does not mean I take your bullshit, Kindness doesn't mean that. I don't have to take your bullshit. If I see you in trouble, I would help you. Any person bleeding in the street, I would help them. I don't want to see anybody's humanity taken away from them. That's why I haven't been a person who's worked to be like this censoring bitch toward Turtleface, even though he continues to lie about me to this day. And stalk around my neighborhood, and take fucking videos of himself and pictures of himself like that's just some shit to do. Like, oops, I was just here. Like, fuck you, nigga. You know where I live. Fuck you. I live in Sherman Oaks. You don't know exactly where I live, but I live in Sherman Oaks. And I happen to think that, I saw it's an instinct. You don't even understand how instinctive so much of these movements have been with me. There's so much shit I find out just by going, ding, something, a bell rings, and I go, I'm going to go right here. And oh, look, I found this thing that I needed to find out about in order to continue to build this proven case against this fucking weirdo, because I'm here to try and help people who want to be fucking helped out of their fucking misery, not people who want to be miserable and like that shit. Those people I want to point to a wheel of pain and tell them to strap themselves to it and spin it, let somebody spin it and just whip them and, and stick a stiletto in their fucking ass the way they scream for. Because I know a screaming fucking bitch when I see one. And I don't say that you can't do that. I want to put them in their place. Now, I've been really nice. I have. And people have called me the worst bitch on the planet because my honesty freaks them the fuck out. And I get that. I understand why. It's like you grew in a house of lies where people act like things were okay when they're not, or people told you that something was a thing that it isn't. That's why, turtle face, you hate yourself, you hate your color, because somebody fucking freaked you out. There are other people who have the experience of other people's racism and are able to put it in their appropriate place. It's their racism. They don't internalize that shit and look in the mirror and start saying the shit to themselves. That's lunacy. He looks in the mirror and tells himself all this shit, and then he tells everybody else they must feel that way because he feels that way. It's goddamn nuts. And I'm really fucking nice about the way that I translate to the people who fall for his shit how I feel about them falling for his shit. But this day is different because I gave myself a 3-year cap on even acknowledging anything that occurs in this corner. Within weeks of encountering these people, idiots had swarmed to my page accusing me based on this man who has repeatedly lied and been caught lying about person after person after person after person. There is an idiocy. There is a fucking akin to deliverance inbred idiocy within this corner. And it has nothing to do with blackness, which I love and am happy to be a part of. It has nothing to do with who I married or what my child is. It is unfortunate that there are some people that don't understand that given the planet Earth and travel, that interracial relationships and children are quite a natural occurrence. And it is upsetting that people don't understand that given this day and age and technology and the nature of travel, that if you are an exclusivist and a separatist, that you can have that. Maybe you're lonesome and lonely because you're an asshole and people don't like being around you. And it doesn't have anything to do with your fucking color or your looks. I see ugly people get together all the fucking time. I know people who find beauty in ugliness. I'm one of those people. I'm an artist. That means I make my products and I really don't give a shit what you think about it because I love the process of making it so much that it doesn't matter what you think about it. I am creation. No flower begs you to love its colors. The pansy is like this simple, and you got your fucking magnolia that gives off this fragrance. The pansy doesn't give a shit that it's not a magnolia. A weed doesn't care that it's not a blade of grass. It just grows. It seeks the light and it does its job. And every fucking tree is smarter than some of the assholes in this fucking corner. And I am sick of being sweet and not hurting any feelings. I am tired of doing that. So I have asked, yes, I'm glad that you came in because I will bounce off of other people.
Kick me in? What do you mean?
I can bounce off of other people, meaning I can listen to what you have to say and calm my ass down, because if you let me go, I'm going to create this like vocal tornado toward all these people in this fucking corner that are acting like tantruming children. I can't take it. It's like I want to, act like a parent would. And I'm not these people's parents. But I feel like telling them what to do. Like, hey, you, go sit down. Hey, you, have a seat. Now you sit down and now you listen to this. You need to listen to this. You need to listen to that. And you need to listen to that. For the most part, I just put my stuff out there and nobody has to fucking listen. I don't call no damn names when I don't need to be called unless somebody calls my name. If you call my name, I will respond. You come up to me and go, Jeannie, you bitch, bitch, bitch. I can go, well, hey, you bitch, bitch, bitch. Otherwise, I'm fair. I see some ugly shit lately that I do not like. And the calling it out will have some people insisting that, that there's something wrong with my expressing disagreement, with their actions. I see some, sort of like chest thumping going on. I don't like that shit from anybody. I don't like anybody acting like they are so much better than anyone else that they get to act like an asshole. I refer to Tyrone as a monarch because he's trying to build himself a kingdom. This is not always necessarily a positive thing. Some kings can be, good dictators because they have some fucking sense. And some kings can be bad dictators because they don't have any fucking sense. Big Dread, I don't know him. He's a guy on YouTube. That's how he treats me. Jeannie, I don't know her. She's some chick on YouTube. He sends me links to his videos just like he sends a million people he doesn't know links to his videos because building his channel is part of something that he's doing. Just like anybody else who sends me a link to their videos. I'm not tripping off that. They're either trying to build some sort of dialogue community or they're trying to build their channel. Like LG's trying to build his channel. I fucking love LG. Okay? When he sends his stuff out, he is advertising. There are people, since you can monetize your channel, there are people who are doing that. And then when they're blatant about that, I got no problem with that. I have a problem when people are like agenda hypes and trying to sell themselves and trying to act like that's not what they're doing. Or when people are sort of like, I don't know, their ego broken and they let themselves fall into traps and they do not acknowledge that it is their own self that gets them into their misery. Big Dread, okay, I don't know him. He is some guy on YouTube who makes videos. I probably disagree with him in some way, shape, or form because I can disagree with anybody. I do not discount his humanity. I do not have a problem with him saying what he has to say. He made some video saying he doesn't like what Tyrone is doing. The gist of the video I got, because I listened to it late and I was tired and I was doing something else at the time, but this is the gist I got, was that he was saying, I don't like what Tyrone is doing, not because he doesn't like Tyrone, but because he doesn't like the timing.
Still here? Wink? Wink?
All right, pardon. Okay,
Hmm.
he said this because he doesn't like the timing. He doesn't like how Turtleface is able to use this against him. And maybe he doesn't like the number. Maybe he thinks it's too much. Maybe whatever. He's got his goddamn opinion. Tyrone goes over into his comment section and throws himself a little mini word fit and then goes back to his own channel or his own area of cyberspace where he's got his Facebook, he's got his website, he's got whatever. I see a post on his Facebook where he says something about, having trouble with him, echoing his sentiments in the comment section, having trouble with this guy's expression. That's fine too. He can have his opinion too. When he equates the man's behavior with femininity, that pisses me off. I am tired of the little weak-ass dudes who throw tantrums in this sector saying that when they do not like another man's behavior, it's because the man is feminine or effeminate. Well, I guess he is womanly. This guy that you swear is standing up for women, this is why I was saying, if that were the truth, then the Wolfpack would have never left. If his hold out the chair for you, ma'am, shit is some alpha shit. I'm better than you. I have to hold out this chair for you. I'm supposed to get this. I'm supposed to help you because you're the weaker. He will not pick up the Bible, but he picked up that weaker sex line. When I heard that fly out of his mouth, it was another reaffirmation of his Tammy Staniel former ship. Another reaffirmation of that is when he constantly says, I guess he is effeminate. Well, you're effeminate. You're emotional. You're effeminate. You know what? Every baby is expected to cry when it comes out to make sure that we know that it's breathing and that its lungs are working okay. They're all encouraged to cry no matter what's between the legs. I am tired of people being emotional as this feminine trait when their dicks don't disappear when they get to bitching back and forth with each other more than I see any women on YouTube doing, whether we like each other or not, regardless of the recent advent of these blog talk hoochie ass dick whispering thirsty bitches who call his show and sway him left and right and back and forth and up and down like they do any man, like a woman is given to do, because that is the nature of the feminine wile and the feminine charm. What they want all of us to do is to be that favorable girl. Oh, to
Jeannie, can I
just
say
paw
something?
you. And, oh, you're so good at everything you do. Oh, hi, Tyrone. This is Ocean. I just love a man with a southern accent. Oh,
Jeannie.
Janie, you're wounded. You're wounded. AK, get away from him. Get it. Get. Go away, bitch. These are my men. Sorry, I think I accidentally muted myself. Okay. Anyway, I get that, stuff costs, and I get that stuff takes building and it takes time. But you have not exhibited that you can. He has these fucking idiots threatening his platform based on his interaction with the idiots. When Turtleface flagged me the first time, it was a blindside. It was not any time after that. Any other channel I lost, and I've lost several, I wanted the information to get out there. I wanted to scare him. I wanted to poke him in his eyeball. I wanted to make him dance like a little puppet. Like, watch, you gonna flag this. Let's see how fast this one goes. Oh, God, this one was down today. Hilarious. Because I knew there were other places that I could post shit. And I could send links directly to the human beings whose opinions he cared about so much. Turtleface relies on everybody else who acknowledges him to give him legitimacy. He can't stand my ass, though, because there's a way I acknowledge him. I said, you know what, you want to be famous? I'll help you be famous. But you're going to be famous for exactly what you are, because I'm a brutally honest bitch. There's also something extremely freakishly alluring about me that you cannot figure out. It's the gift of gab. Some people have it. There are generations of people who went into giving this to me. It is something that feeds me. So I know I'm good at it, because I ain't missing no meals. However, I don't try to use my powers for bad or evil, because if I do that, I'll fucking lose them. I don't like going off on people just to go off on people because I'm good at going off on people like some of these assholes. They're just going to go off on somebody. And if you're talking, I can't hear you. I
Oh,
see your lips
okay.
moving.
Okay. Yeah, I did. Well, yeah. Okay.
But, yeah, maybe if there's a problem, like refresh. But anyway, I don't go off on people. I really don't. I've been very nice. I'm still nice. I'm not even angry right now because I'm doing something that I love. I'm in a space that I'm comfortable in, you know? I'm just addressing people who are uncomfortable in their skin. People who try to say that their nature of being uncomfortable in their skin is just the way they're supposed to be because they're black. If you were not black, somebody would hate you for some reason. Look at you assholes hating on my husband, you know? Hating on his ass, and I'm not talking about Tyrone and stuff, I'm talking about like people who have used him as an example, like Turtleface using my husband as an example and then turning around and riding his llama. People who would talk shit about this man's existence and they don't even fucking know him. He gets that shit from people, surely, but he doesn't care. Why should he care about your opinion of who he is and stop being who he is because of your opinion? If you're doing that, if you're thinking, I can't think great things about myself based on the way some racist-ass, idiotic motherfuckers feel about me, you get what you deserve. That's what you get. That's what you get. You get a miserable-ass life where you're always looking over your shoulder, worried about how somebody else feels about you, waiting for somebody else to validate you. Do not need anybody else to fucking validate whether or not my contribution is valuable. I'm awesome because I know it.
Who haven't even fucking built themselves up.
Ugh. I know it because it's the truth. I think some of these guys and gals know the truth about themselves and they run from that shit all the time. And they can't just be for real. All the goddamn deflection. Very, very, very fucking nice about this. There are people who I share, you know, this fervor with. You know, my ladies, the wolf pack does, you know, keep everything as they see it in their expression. They just don't always do it with everybody. You know, as I was saying, like when we go all hurricane on people, then they act like their fucking feelings are hurt. Now, Big Dread made this video, okay? He made this video saying, I don't like what Tyrone is doing. And Tyrone's, well, I guess you and Tommy can run into the sunset then, together and be friends. You're going to believe him now? Well, why do you believe him now? He's been lying all this time. I get it. I get that you don't like that he doesn't like what you're doing. I get that you don't like that he doesn't understand what page you're on. I get that. What I don't get is you having a tantrum in his comment section, having a tantrum on your page, having, you know, a tantrum in your posts, and then saying that he is this emotional bitch, and I guess he just a woman man. I can't. I really can't. I've been supportive. Now, all I sent was a funky little $50 to TRS, okay? And that, you know, I'm only saying that because it is a funky little amount, really. It might be more than some people can come up with right now, whatever. For me, it's a funky little amount, okay? Because I know what he has to pay. Compared to what he has to pay, that's a funky little amount. I had wanted to send more. What I'm going to send to him, what I plan for him is what I'm going to send to Levy, because she started a foundation without any fucking hoopla or fucking fanfare for people in need, so that they can do so they can start up. It's kind of like there are people who do like these small loans. I forget what they're called. Some kind of like loans for people in like developing countries. You know, giving them a small loan to like start a business. You know, she wants to do that, but like here. So she started this little great business model, and I would like to donate to it. I hope that it does well because I think it's a beautiful idea. Helping people who are in need, starting a network of helping people in need. All charities are good, but they're very grassroots. You have to help people on a like very grassroots level, and some people are really reluctant to say they need help, or some people need a certain kind of help. You know, it's really specific. So, and there are benefits for almost everybody. It's just that look at how many people are in need and how much shit you have to go through, how many lines you have to wait, how much red tape. I've got a friend right now who has Lyme disease, okay? He just came down with it. He's trying to get public assistance. It is the most horrible shit ever. It's a terrible disease. it's not so prevalent that people, like so many people have it, that is a lot of research for it. Like, the more people get it, the more research there is for it, and the more that people try to stop it. But yeah, Lyme is one of them toughies, and yeah, there are a lot of people who have a bunch of different feelings about Lyme. But anyway,
You still can't
trying to
get
get all
it
this
though.
public assistance, and it's difficult. I know
Damn.
some people on public assistance who are, just getting food stamps. I know some people who are getting checks. I know some people that got their shit cut off, who are having to do other hustles. So, that sort of like village banding together kind of thing is very, very natural to me, and probably very, very natural. Of course it is, like to Lovey. Like, my mom would send a plate, and take this plate over to so-and-so, or their other moms would, oh, take this to your mom. Come here, Lauren, take this to your mom, taking wares or things, sending in between in the village. One mother sends to the other mother's door, or, just for like, it's a thank you for. Okay, there we go. Okay, so anyway, um, yeah, that village thing is needed. I appreciate the village thing. I like what the lady has done so far with her talents, with her abilities. She has really, really. Oh, okay, let me check this out. Okay, there we go. She said he getting on my damn nerves now. I know, it's like, if you in or you out. Doing the Mexican hat dance for me. Anyway, that village thing is necessary. She's building something that I think is cool, and I love it, and I'm wanting it to succeed. And so that, I see the evidence of her work in her work. I see the evidence. It's what he's giving me is that he has commitment and energy, Tyrone, with his projects. What he's not giving me is any sort of evidence that he's good at making anything build that doesn't already have like a natural momentum. Like, Blog Talk is just there. I've said this before, and I've said it a million times. You are getting calls from people who are there just because they are there. Sometimes they're just fucking there, and they're there. People calling that Beasley and all of that, all these Blog Talk trolls. They're calling this one, they're calling that one, they're calling the other one. They're just calling people just to call people.
I
Just
sure
to
hope you.
damn call people. They have no objective. They ain't got no reason. You can see it because they have no damn loyalty. It's not the people who want to socialize and do end up socializing. We're doing this right now. It's not always based on just because you're there. I have a reason to be saying this shit today. And I'm gonna leave it alone if I don't have any reason to speak. I'm not just gonna fucking make a damn video just because I think that my fucking face is beautiful and y'all want to hear what the fuck I gotta say all the goddamn time. I'm not a shaytard. I'm not recording every place I go and everything I do and asking for you to like thumb it up or give me $1 for that, because I don't have anywhere to. It's laziness that keeps me from like not really, really monitoring or scheduling with you guys. I have other shit that I'm doing. I do not want to commit the energy. Hats off to people who do. Like I said, love LG, building, 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 because he building his little shit. And we disagree. Of course we disagree. There's things we disagree on. I I bet you we could get into a serious, awesome discussion about religion, because
Agree.
I have my thoughts. I have my thoughts and I have my feelings about religion, not God. That's different. We can hoop holla all day, hoop holla. But religion, we have the thoughts and thoughts and talks.
I don't
And I
think you
love that
can.
guy because he's like honest about what he's doing, and he's been successful in putting things together. The evidence of what he's doing. Yeah, if LG said, "Hey, I'm doing this thing," and it was specific, he would line it out like, "This is what I'm doing." This is what Lovey did when she lined out what she was doing. She lined it out. This is what I'm doing. Are you on board? You think that's good? I do think I'm down for that. Easy, you know? And like I said, there's evidence in her work already, which makes me trust that what she says she is able to do is something that she's able to do. You know, she's not going to bite off more than she can chew, because you can't invest in something that isn't going to be successful. It's not a good investment. I mean, you can, you know, but you better learn something in the process. Now, the TRS, I was supportive, and I'm still supportive of open fucking free speech. Everybody gets a platform. Every damn body. Assholes get a platform. Charles Manson gets a platform. Every damn. If not for everybody having free speech, you wouldn't have some of the most amazing education, you know, progression of the species, you know, writing, the sharing. You know, we are all free to say things. You can try to shut us up, but, you know, we can still fucking scream until they rip our throats out. If we can't scream, we'll write it down. So everybody can say something. And I was supportive of his investing his own resources in letting people say something, because that, and you know, it was like, you know, well played, Tyrone, because if you have this particular argument with Turtleface, and you say that your particular argument with Turtleface is a platform where black women are spoken positively of, because this is what you say your platform is. You know my thoughts on that. Then good for you for providing this open platform for that, for all to speak. I still think, you know, he's good at, like, doing that in a way, like providing an open platform for all to speak on. What I don't love is that he doesn't have the sort of like eye and nose for bullshit that I think he needs in order to be an effective and good host, you know? I don't think that he is able to not be swayed by, you know, Tyrone, this is so shit. Or goddamn measly coming in, you know, with this, you know what I'm saying? Like, you guys need to this and that, and why are you taking this so seriously? It's just blog talk and da da da. And it's like, well, why are you taking it so seriously? You calling every damn body and giving your fucking opinion. Like, this is the last damn place to give an opinion on earth, measly. And fucking all fucks. Don't get me started on fucking all fucks. Like, that shit is the most insane psychological bullshit. I wonder about him. Like, it's like, I just wonder about him. Like, how can you put up with so much all fucks? How can you not? How could it have taken you this long? How could it have taken you this long and all fucks actually dog cussing you out for you to understand that hey, concepts needed to be cut off at a point. Mandelicon, okay? Angie did a great job of cutting him off once on one of the Wolfpack shows that I think was on TRS. He called, because I don't think he's called the ladies edition. I don't think he can handle going to that territory where people don't let him go and spin on these crazy I mean, she cut him off really well. She knew, what it is that makes him do what he does. She was like, she could probably diagnose his, give you a piece of paper that says, yeah, we've seen this before in the human, community, and it's called this. Mandelicon has this. Mandelicon got something that has been identified. Okay? From the Congo to the Bongo. He has got something that gives him that spin, in a circle, 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 in a circle. You got something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I might have to touch on that myself because I can talk, but I know when to fucking shut up.
I sure can too.
And I would if you would fucking say something too, Mr. Fred Person.
I know, but
I don't hear you. Now,
I know.
I brought up Divine Queen, okay, because her name was brought up in the comment section too. Tyrone is having this like, everybody's saying shit. People are saying things and they're disagreeing with me. You sound like somebody I know. You sound like somebody you don't like, supposedly. Oh, that's right. You're a former Staniel. He is a former Turtle Staniel, which means he bears the fucking mark.
he got a little bit of the tattoo. He might not have a full-on fucking sailor boy, but he got a fucking little hat, something, you know, that like bears the mark of the goddamn I have a problem with women. This is the same guy who put on his Facebook that, you know, yes, all black women, dumbest bitches on the planet, something. Like, that was just some hurtful, bitchy shit. That's not a real thing. You know that all black women aren't this. You turned around the next day, you said that your whole crusade is, well, you can't say this bad shit about black women. Because that's not the truth. You have that common sense, but you still fucking mouthed off and said black women dumbest bitches on the planet, something.
Now
You know, to that effect. I got a screenshot, you know. But
you can. Yeah.
you said these things based on your own fucking feeling. I would never say that. I'd never say black.
Can you hear me? You can barely hear me? I sure.
Oh, okay. God, you mute me. You be
I
muting
do.
me.
I
Okay.
do.
Pardon me.
Okay, now we can
I
hear
will
each
hang
other.
out when he ain't here. He keeps muting mics. You keep muting people.
No, I'm trying to, because I don't use Hangout much. Like,
There's
I've only used.
something weird about you going out and coming in that makes people mute. And I can't hear you at all because you muted yourself. Let me
Oh,
look
I
at the
did.
control panel and make sure. Oh, shit. I need to open YouTube. No, close that.
Okay.
Okay, blah, 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 blah. Don't
Man,
want to do
man.
that. Okay.
Because I've
Go
been
to
trying.
the control panel. Sorry about the cough, too. I have had a
Okay.
cold. That's
So,
gross. I don't like this
damn, I've
sound.
been needing to tell you some things, but
Kind of got a thing about that. Okay, so there you are, and I don't have you turned down. Okay, so you muted yourself. You're all muted and
I
shit.
did. Oh, it's Freddie, you're an
Okay,
idiot.
so
Okay.
it's fine. Whatever, it's fine. We
Okay.
can like do this again because I do have to go like in a little bit, and I'll do
Okay.
this again later. I
Okay.
am just saying there is some bullshit in the midst. Okay, so fucking Big Dread made this video. Tyrone tantrum about the video. He was mad because Divine Queen was in the comment section discussing something. What comments? I think she was saying something about Ocean. I don't. Maybe she called Ocean a bitch. As a matter of fact, she might have. I don't give a shit. She's allowed to think Ocean is a bitch. Ocean thinks other people are a bitch. Nobody gives a shit. What's up, Miss
Well,
Afro Queen? How you doing?
Africa.
Isn't
Hey,
she like a
girly.
little? Oh, there you go. Okay, what's up? Hey there.
Well,
I'm trying to
there's.
close this YouTube window, and I cannot. That's okay. I don't need to. Okay, so I guess Divine Queen said something about Ocean. Tyrone didn't like that people said things about people. It's silly that anybody doesn't like that anybody said anything about somebody. Because if somebody said something about you, that's between that person. Everybody giving their opinions of what anybody said about anybody else is anybody's opinion about anybody else. It's not the fucking law. It's not the law of the land. So when this man exhibits these qualities that he supposedly doesn't like, it's okay for everybody to point that out. There are some people, he should have anticipated that there are people who are going to misconstrue his request for crowdfunding. Why act surprised at that? Especially when you do not give some sort of synopsis, some sort of explanation as to what it is you're asking for and how it will be applied. When you just say, we need to start our own thing and I want $20,000. Of course people are going to go, you just left topic because we're dealing with the fucking retarded section. Not the black section, not the black humanity section. The people who share the camaraderie or the experience of being black American people. And some of them are fucking dysfunctional. There are people who share the experience of being dysfunctional people within this corner. It's not the fucking, they keep throwing the label, they keep throwing Kermit. They keep throwing, I say Kermit, no disrespect to any ancient knowledge or wisdom. I say this because I get so tired of Ocean trying to throw, you know, a book in somebody's face in order to blind them, to knock them out, so that she can fucking push him down and unzip and start whispering to that dick. I'm tired of it, you know? No. And I'm allowed to have my opinion about that, okay? I do not have to like everything that fucking comes out of TRS's asshole. And he act like people, in order to support TRS and its platform, have to like everything that comes out of its asshole. And they don't. And the dude is actually, I don't know, I've said this before, I'll say it again, I don't fucking know Big Dread, I don't know his intentions, I cannot speak for him. But what I'm guessing is that the man has been fairly supportive. And all he's saying is, this kind of makes you look bad. Because, and I don't like that, not because you're bad, but because you're dealing with this dickhead, you know? So it makes you look bad between the battle between you and dickhead. It just makes you look bad. And I want you to know that that's how I feel about it. And that's his thing, his take. It's so fucking retarded that the dude who is like doing all this messy ass shit, like I was saying, you know, he'll take Sirloin's bullshit. He'll take Sirloin's bullshit because Sirloin called talking shit about Minty, who he don't like. When Sirloin acts just like the turtle, whom he supposedly is so vehemently against. But he is so vehemently against the turtle because the turtle challenged his manhood and alphaed him and said, no, I won't take this video down. You know? And he was like, what? You won't take that video down? What do you mean you won't take that video down? I'm the man, you know? I am the man. Look how manly I am. I hold out the chair for the ladies. That's what men do. Meanwhile, he has his own fucking misogyny, you know, that makes him say things like, black bitches are the dumbest bitches on the planet, just because you're in the middle of a divorce from some bitch that you shouldn't have chose because of your badass taste in women, you know, at that time. No offense, because Kim has been nothing but the home slice, okay? And this is what I'm saying, too. My relationship with one person has nothing to do with my relationship with the next person. You're individuals and you're individually responsible. I don't like the dude trying to, first of all, and this is another thing that happened too. You know, I'm in this chat, and which is it? Do you not read comments or do you read comments? He says, you know, I don't read comments. But then he'll show up in the chat, and then he'll throw his little fucking romance music on and be like, oh, hey, you too. Do you want to go to the green room? And blah, blah, blah. And he'll do that shit about some small J 000 is a troll. He's not a real troll by definition. He makes videos. He is a YouTuber, but he doesn't show his face. And, pardon me, he just says things to antagonize people. So, Small J he be trolling, you know. He like hates the platform, but he be calling, he calls, he yells, there's no point. He's just there because he's got nobody else to listen to him fucking stutter. You know, he probably doesn't show his face because he's ugly. I don't care. It doesn't matter. You know, and he picks stupid fights that have no weight, and he's a turtle stan, and he's stupid. Okay, so he'll like, Big J had been saying some shit about me. I'll come to the fucking comment section, or I'll come to the fucking chat on topic. I hear something on topic. What's the topic? I read it, and then I hear what I'm hearing. Now, when I come in, when I log in just to listen, I always guess like, okay, you know, $5 says it's going to be fucking all fucks concepts. Listen. $5 says it's going to be Mandela Congo and Congo Bongo. You know, $5 says it's going to be Ocean and Kermit. You know, and I'm like, $5 says it's going to be fucking something else. Just because I'm a bitch and I want to fucking do that in my head. I get on and I'm like, okay, I'm at the chat. Okay, here's the topic. Okay, I'm listening. Cool. Oh, that person said something cool. Cool. Yeah, no. Oh, you know what? I saw a link that applies to that. Here's the link. Oh my God, this is crazy. It's that crazy shit again. Oh, let's start talking crazy because it's crazy shit. Crazy shit. Crazy. Oh, wait, topic. Somebody's on topic. Okay, cool. You know, it's not like, fuck your humanity. This fucking small J 000 asshole will say some fuck your humanity type shit to me. And for me to respond to him and for fucking Tyrone to fucking say some shit like, oh yeah, y'all are gonna go in the green room. And I'm like, fuck you. Did you not see this person come out of his ass with some disrespectful shit like he always does? And you're gonna call my responding to him like, hey, y'all that like to go back and forth and talk shit in the chat room, you know, Genie Fox and this and that, y'all go over and hit the donate button. I'm like, excuse me, I have no problem donating to a worthy cause. No fucking problem ever whatsoever. Donating to a worthy cause. Your cause ain't worth shit. This platform is an open platform for people who need somebody to goddamn talk to. I'm glad he'd be babysitting these goddamn trolls so they stay off some of my ass. However, I'm not going to give it any more credit than that. No.
You know, I'm going to tell
give
you
you
something.
$20,000. For what? What you going to do? You going to piss it off?
Hmm.
What makes you think that the people aren't going to call your own platform? They're going to call you, and they're going to bother you, and they're going to follow you around.
I don't
How
think
are you going to respond to it? You know,
you can't hear
you
me.
can choose to, you know, acknowledge it like
Wait a-
you're doing now, you know, and run because of it,
No, you can.
dance because of it,
Can you hear
try to
me?
raise $20,000 because of it. I'll be fucking damned if
Jeannie.
some goddamn one
Jeannie.
stupid
Jeannie.
yelling ass white bitch on Blog Talk and some dumbass that fucking lackey that follows behind her, whoever this Debbie person is, whatever that they're jumping up and down about, that flagged them or did some shit. I'll be damned if that lets me run, if that runs me off of YouTube or social media or anything, or a fucking corner, or a fucking out of line in the fuck. No, nobody, no, you're not gonna fucking come and push me over when I'm standing my ground. If we gonna have to fight, that's okay. So he's responding to some fucking idiots, and he's making some bad decisions, and he wants to act like he doesn't have these qualities when other people's faults are pointed out. I don't much appreciate it, especially from somebody who, you know, like come on, that fucking, oh, I guess you're feminine and I guess you're womanly shit. Come on now. Come the fuck on. You goddamn cry babies are cry babies. You're still crying like babies. You're grown, you're adults, you're men, and you cry like fucking babies, and that's that. Don't tell me that that's feminine. Fuck you. You couldn't handle femininity. You couldn't handle a period. Some of you guys couldn't handle a period. A period. Some of you can't put a sentence together. I don't even want to. Something as simple as a goddamn
I don't
sentence.
think you can hear me. I can
I'm
hear
sorry.
me.
And I'm. I was talking earlier too about like people who break the language. I don't mind breaking language. I mean, can you fucking formulate a coherent thought? That doesn't always mean having perfect diction and speaking like a newscaster. You know? Can you communicate? Because I love hip hop. And that's some broken fucking English. And I love it. Love it. You know? And you can't even fucking form a coherent thought because you're so too busy tripping over the shit in your head that you're trying to hide from. I don't like it. I want to see some people take some responsibility for their own bullshit and their own actions and their own, you know, acting like shit ain't there when it's there and acting like there's some shit there that ain't there. Tired of it. That's just how I feel. Nobody has to give a shit, you know. So anyway, I gotta go like in a little bit.
How
Have to
many
go get
minutes?
us I gotta get some lemon and some cayenne and some echinacea for my
You can't. You can't.
upper respiratories.
You can't hear me. Can you?
You keep making all these like gestures, Freddie, and I don't know why.
Can you hear me?
I cannot hear you at all. You think I can hear you?
Now you can hear me?
I haven't been hearing you this whole time. I hope you don't think that I'm the type of person who would just run on and not listen to you. Like if you had something to say. And it's weird too because maybe when we play this back, I might hear you because I noticed that before in a thing where I couldn't hear you, but you could be heard from the audience. So this is going to be really funny if we're both talking at the same time. It'll be a nice remix. It'll be weird. And Afro Queen, I love you and I hope you're doing well. Oh my goodness. I hope that everything is good with you.
Yes,
I'm going
ma'am.
to step
Good.
out because I've got to do some things. I got to pick up some stuff. I got to take some stuff. And I've got to come back and do this too. And I appreciate, you know, the meditation of like talking. I thank you guys for like listening to me, you know, do my stream of consciousness talking. Because generally when I put up a video, I like to edit out my babbling, you know. I like to make it more to the point, you know. So thank you for sticking around for me in my regular form, in my regular mode, in my regular habitat. So I can fucking talk now. And, you know, people will try to make you apologetic for that. But I find it to be a good thing because some people can't. And they need somebody to kind of pick up the voice for the voiceless kind of thing sometimes. So I consider it a gift. I don't want to use it in a bad way at all. Yes, thank you for helping keeping me in check. I was saying, like, I bounce off other people, like, even your energy, you know, it calms me down. Because, as you can see, I'm irritated by what I see. I don't like to see these guys getting together and protecting each other's poor behavior and it affecting people like us who want to have a civil dialogue and get kind of pushed out of the equation because of that. And when I say us, I mean black girls of all ages, shapes, sizes, and persuasions. And yeah, I'll even say something. It's not that I think that women are perfect creatures, you know. I say something to the bitches who make it difficult as well, because they fucking, you know, saddle these lame beasts as well. Ugh. Yeah, it's all ugh. I have so much to do. So anyway, let me look at this. Da. I've been present for some of those horrible chat battles. Dude! Sometimes, it's like, people, it doesn't have to be that way. Even when I was listening to I was listening to the Tyrone thing, and they're all like, oh, this troll called and said that he was a paid troll, and that doesn't surprise me. It's just like fucking water off the duck's back with that information. I'm like, I knew that motherfucker would pay for this shit. He pays for this illusion, turtle face. That's not news. But for a troll to call, you know, for a soundbite, that's nice. It's nice for the soundbite.
Look at
It's
Freddie's
good,
face.
but it's not going to change anything about the dynamic. You have to change your behavior toward Turtleface. Stop supporting the shit that gives him rise. I was listening to this video, and they even devolved into some fucking back and forth shit. And, you know, I'll let shit play, walk away. Let shit play, walk away. You know, I'm not staying in the same place in the house while shit's playing the whole time because it's like 2.5-hour broadcast. And you'll hear, like, you know, something happening, and then you go away and you come back, and here's goddamn, listen to me, and and all that's going back and forth, and some back and forth shit. It's stupid, you know? It's stupid, and it took him too long, and Allfuck's cussing him out too many times for him to understand that Allfuck is just some weird-ass BTR troll, and he ain't got nothing to say or do. He's not here to do anything but talk. He's not here to do anything but talk. What makes you think he's a serious human being? Why does he treat him like a serious human being and give him so much of his platform? I don't know. It's not my goddamn platform. I never tell him how to run it. For him to sit here and say all that feminine shit, though, I feel like it steps on my gender a little bit. I will call you for what you are, you know, your former Tammy Staniel. You have some touch of the misogyny. You need to check yourself on that. It's not for a woman to just be a certain way. It's not for a man to just be a certain way. We're all people, all right? And when I see somebody acting a bitch, you know, that means they are acting like a fucking canine. They are humping a tree. They are pissing upside a tree. They need a leash. They need a muzzle. They fucking have rabies. Whatever level. Ugh. Anyway, so I love you guys. I'm just not. I don't have time to drag it out. I thought I was gonna be able to do 3 years, but it's just like I think I can't. I can't. I will carry on with people like you who want to like make some sense, but I can't. I can't even try to give a fucking half a shit about trying to educate anybody even remotely close to these fucking assholes. Besides people that I don't know, I go back and forth. I tell myself, look, no, it's fine because you've encountered people who are cool. Look at, no, it's cool. Lovey, Afro Queen, Mean Black Dude, JT Riley. You know, and I'm thinking like people are cool. There are people who are cool. You know, like you're like snitch, dude. You're one of the people who gives me hope, but you better not fucking. This is the thing. You are former Tammy Stan, and I'm gonna get on. This is what we can talk about when you get the sound back on. See, look at your face. You're a former Tammy Stan. That means you have a touch of the misogyny. This does not mean that you're a person who cannot admit it, improve, acknowledge, or grab your balls and just be like, that's the way I am about it. Either way, you know what I mean? What I don't like is a dishonesty that comes with that. I find that we're able to communicate because you're honest about who you are. You know, no matter whether, you know, you're honest about who you are. I feel like you're honest about who you are. Even if that who you are turns out to be something that somebody doesn't like. There's things about you that you've expressed that I've told you. I don't like what you just said there. And we can have a conversation about that. But what worries me is that you're former Tammy Stan. And the Tammy Stans, people who, you know what? I'm going to be careful about calling you that too. I won't label you that way automatically. I'm going to say you're a former Tammy fan. You're a former fan. You found him to be entertaining. And I feel like there's a dysfunction that applies when it comes to people who find him to be entertaining because he's extremely dysfunctional. So I feel like he's a beacon for, you know, some sort of like dysfunction. If you can't immediately, if there isn't an immediate bad taste in your mouth upon encountering him, then there's something off about your taste buds. There's something, you know, your flavor aspect is off. And I see you trying to work on your human recipe. You know, we are talking right now. Like, it's not, you know, I don't feel like you're bad or anything. I'm just being honest with you because my innate nature is to care and to want people to improve. And I feel like being honest with people about what I see is better for them. And I can take it too. I can take it when people tell me what my flaws are. It's just what's frustrating about people is I know what they are and I kind of wear them so boldly that you can't piss me off when you tell me. I just like accept it. I'm like, yeah, I know that I'm fucked up in that manner, you know. There are some times when people want to tell you your flaw in order to get a negative reaction because they're junky on that. They want to belittle you. They're not trying to help you, you know. I don't get that sense when I talk to you. I don't, you know. There are some people who do get that sense from you. They get that whole like, are you talking down to me? But I don't get that from you. I kind of hear more of you illustrating an experience and being honest about your feelings and your guilt towards some feelings that you know are wrong, you know, some generalizations that you make, you know, that you don't feel comfortable with. It's the same as like, I know, it's like you're young, dude. You got time to like grow into yourself. Please let me tell you of my teens and my 20s sometime, and you will know of a less wise me about who I am and, you know, less confident me. And me who wanted to hide the things that I was doing that were really like missteps, and my missteps, you know, like they're plenty. They happen to be mine, and yours happen to yours, and the next person's is theirs. And God, I don't like holding it over anybody's head that they happen to be a flawed human, you know. So, yeah, I'm hoping that like, I'm hoping that there is some growth in the positive direction amongst people here that I have interacted with. That's all I can hope for. I see so much negative and so much regression and so much ugly that it's heartbreaking looking like from a human perspective. It's like, this is so fucking hopeless. Like, no wonder you scream in pain. You want to die because living is misery for you. Your blood is coursing misery. That's awful. That's heartbreaking. You're like a bleeding, dying thing. I hate to see you. You know, it hurts. It's sad. It's sad. I would love if I could put something in the water and fix that shit. But, ugh. Anyway, mwah, mwah, mwah. You guys are beautiful people. Thank you. I'll see you in a little bit.